right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
On his set apart
Hallelujah.
representation of his kingdom to come.
All right, Psalm 83. Let's get it.
Say. Psalms 83. O Elohim, do not remain silent. Do not be speechless. And do not be still, O El. For look, your enemies make an uproar, and those hating you have lifted up their head. They craftily plot against your people and conspire against your treasured ones. They have said, come, and let us wipe them out as a nation, and let the name of Yisrael be remembered no more. For they have conspired together with one heart. They have made a covenant against you, the tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab and the Hagarites, Gebel, Ammon, and the Amalek, and the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Zor. Ashur also has joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot. Selah. Do to them as to Midian, as to Sisera, as to Yibin at the Wadi Bashan, who perished at Endor, who became as dung for the ground. Make their nobles like Orab and like the Zig, and all their princes like Zabah and Teslamuna, who have said, let us take possession of the pastures of Elohim for ourselves. O my Elohim, make them as whirling dust, as stubble before the wind, as a fire consumes a forest, and as a flame sets the mountains on fire, so pursue them with your whirlwind, and frighten them with your storm. Fill their face with shame, and let them seek your name, O Yah. Let them be ashamed and alarmed forever, and let them become abashed and perish. And let them know that you, whose name is Yahuwah, you alone are the most high over all the earth. Hallelujah.
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 Yeah.
All praise it.
So again, what we're dealing with today, we're going to be dealing with that to the Jew and to the Gentile. Part 1, the conception of Yisrael, right? And then, you know, who knew how it was going to come out like this, but we're dealing with the conception of Yisrael in America. They call this, what, Black History Month? So all praises, Most High bring it out accordingly, for sure.
Accordingly, oh my goodness, that's Psalms 83 to start it off. You know, this ain't even playing, but you know, but all them nations was named. You know, these are nations to this day. You know what I mean? And Israel is definitely a real people. This is what we dealing with. So that Psalms 83 was this is a crazy way to just even start this.
Crazy. Let's get it.
When we started off,
I kick it off.
You got it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Somebody else, I forgot my page ripped on that one. My bad.
I got it.
Y'all want me to start or y'all good?
I got it. I'm started up. I speak the truth.
Y'all point out who y'all want to read too. Y'all do all that.
All right. I'll read this one.
Right.
I speak the truth in Messiah. I do not lie. My conscience also bearing me witness in the set apart spirit that I have great sadness and continual grief in my heart. For I myself could have wished to be banished from Messiah for the sake of my brothers, my relatives, according to the flesh. Right? So we said according to the flesh, right? Not spiritually. right? Who
Look,
are, go ahead, Op.
nah, but hey, Paul bolder than me to say I myself wish I'd be banned from Messiah for the sake of my brothers, man. That's hey, you know. But go ahead.
Yeah, sir. But yeah, I feel you, Op. I guess he got that strong urge, man. I guess seeing how lost our people is. But I feel you on that one. We don't want to be banished from Messiah.
Mm.
Who are the children of Yisrael, to whom is the adoption and the esteem and the covenants and the giving of the Torah and the worship and the promises.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So let's remember that. Whose are the fathers, and from whom is the Messiah, according to the flesh, right? Because we say Mashiach is real. He ain't made up. So he came from a physical, he had a race, he had a nation, right?
Right.
Because some people say, oh, well, Christ was all colors. Well, I mean, you say he was real. We don't see no people out here that's all colors, man. So it says from the top. Whose are the fathers, and from whom is the Messiah, according to the flesh, who is over all, Elohim blessed forever. Amen.
Mm.
Anybody feel like reading this Genesis 17?
Yeah, I hit it.
Got it up.
Okay. And it came to be when Abram was 99 years old that Yahuwah appeared to Abram and said to him, I am El Shaddai. Walk before me and be perfect.
Mm.
And I gave my covenant between me and you and shall greatly increase you.
Hey,
And Abram fell on his.
and then on that one, we say, I am El Shaddai, walk before me and be perfect. We can kind of consider that a command, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it is.
Right?
He ain't give you another option.
Right.
And I gave my covenant between me and you and shall greatly increase you. And Abram fell on his face, and Elohim spoke with him, saying, As for me, look, my covenant is with you, and you shall become a father of many nations.
Mhm.
And no longer is your name called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, because I shall make you a father of many nations.
Mm.
And I shall make you exceedingly fruitful, and make nations of you, and sovereigns shall come from you.
Right.
And I shall establish my covenant between me and you and your seed after you and their generations for an everlasting covenant
Mhm.
to be Elohim to you and your seed after you.
And he said that was an everlasting covenant, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what to the seed? That's seed. That's not plural.
Right, because he said he's
Right.
gonna be a father. He said he's gonna be a father of many nations, but he's
Right.
like you said, he's using a seed. You know what I mean? That's singular. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying,
And I shall give to you and your seed after you the land of your sojournings, all the land of Canaan,
Mhm.
as an everlasting possession, and I shall be their Elohim. And Elohim said to Abraham, As for you, guard my covenant, and you and your seed after you throughout their generation. So it ain't just, he said, and your seed, he said, guard my covenant, you and your seed after you throughout their generations.
Mhm.
This is my covenant, which you guard between me and you and your seed after you. Every male child among you is to be circumcised.
verse 21.
Verse 21. Okay. But my covenant I established with Yishkat, Isaac, whom Sarah is to bear to you at this appointed time next year.
So that's that singular seed coming from Isaac, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. This seed gonna pass down through Isaac, right? And this covenant that was made.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Romans 9, verse 6 and 7. However, it is not as though the word of Elohim has failed, for they are not all Yisrael who are of Yisrael.
So everybody that's Israel not still called through that covenant that's coming through Yishak, through that seed, right?
Right.
We can look at a brother physically and be like, hey, that's one of the children of Israel. But if he ain't coming through that seed, he ain't spiritually Israel for sure.
Neither are they all children, because they are the seed of Abraham.
Right.
But in Yishkat, your seed shall be called.
So we just dealt with the fact that Abraham was going to be a father of many nations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they went and told you, that Yishak is going to receive the covenant. You know what I'm saying? So that's that singular seed that we talking about. So now we, let's get into that seed.
Okay. Genesis 25, 19 and 22.
Anybody want that?
And this is
Oh, you got it out? Go ahead.
the genealogy of Yishak, Abraham's son. Abraham brought forth Yishak, and Yishak was 40 years old when he took Rebekah as wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean of Paddan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Aramean. And Yishak prayed to Yahuwah for his wife because she was barren. And Yahuwah answered his prayer, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And with her, the children struggled together. And she said, if all is right, why am I thus way? So she went to ask Yahuwah. So it was a struggle going on. It's like, if everything is all right, what's going on inside me? Is that what she's saying?
Right. And what she do, right?
So she went and asked the Most High, like, man, what's going on in here?
Right.
And Yahuwah said to her.
Oh, wait, we're going to that Jasher, Jasher 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Y'all gotta get on it, man. Get on it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Jasher
as I'm
26.
reading, I can't look down as I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be on that.
We got you. 9 verse 9 through 12. You can continue though, All
right. And in about the 7th month, after the children struggled together within her, and it pained her greatly that she was weary on account of them. And she said to all the women who were then in the land, did such a thing happen to you as it has to me? And they said unto her, no. Like, man, did stuff happen to you? Like, nah, it ain't happened to nobody around here. And she said unto them, why am I alone in this amongst all the women that were upon the earth?
Right. And like you had read earlier, when she said, did such a thing happen to you as it happened to me? Because remember, she basically saying, when you had twins in your stomach, was they struggling amongst each other like this? Right.
Right.
was all this moving going on?
So she basically just like how the scriptures say, under all the earth, ain't nothing been done like it has been done to Yisrael. Same thing with her then, huh? Barren Israel. And she went to the land of Moriah to seek Yahuwah on account of this. And she went to Shem and Eber, his son, to make inquiries of them in this matter, and that they should seek Yahuwah in this thing respecting her.
So just like in Genesis said, when she said, and she went to ask of Yah, right? So when she went to ask, she went to the land of Moriah to seek the Most High, right? You know what I'm saying? She know who dwelling over there, Shem and Eber, right? And she said, hey,
yep.
Go ask her the Most High respecting this thing that's going on. Because this ain't happening to nobody amongst the earth, right?
Right. So when she wanted to go ask the Most High, she went to go seek the man of the Most High that she know. Okay. What am I on 11? And she also asked Abraham to seek and inquire of Yahuwah about all that had befell her. And they all inquired of Yahuwah concerning this matter. And they brought her word from Yahuwah and told her.
Hey, wait, who brought the word up? Who brought the word? That was Shem, Eber, and Abraham bringing her this word, letting her know what it is, right?
Right. And he said, and they brought her word from Yahuwah. So I guess that, they all got the word, the same word, right?
Right.
She went to men of the Most High too, right? She went to ask of Yah herself. They all went to ask, but they brought her back word. You feel me?
Right.
Cause that's that order.
That's that order.
2 children are in your womb, and 2 nations shall rise from them, and 1 nation shall be stronger than the other, and the greater shall serve the younger.
Now we're gonna go to Jubilees, 19, verse 13 to 24.
So now we're getting the idea why they were struggling in her womb, right? That was the word from the Most High. Why they struggling? Why it's like that? Why it's like no other woman had to have gone through this? You feel me?
They got
19
that
and 13.
Yeah, 13 to 24. Anybody want to read, Adam?
I'm gonna hit it. And in the 6th week, in the 2nd year, therefore, thereof, Rivkah bore to Yishak 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. Right? And look at the order of the names too, though, right? 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. And Jacob was smooth, upright man. Right? That's where the word Joshua, Yashar come from, right? Upright, right? And we already know his name was gonna be called what later? Yashrael. Come on. He was a smooth and upright man. And Esau was fierce, a man of the field, and hairy. And Jacob dwelt in tents. And the youth grew, and Jacob learned to write. But Esau did not learn. For he was a man of the field and a hunter. And he learned war, and all his deeds were fierce. Right? So they go back to our people. Like you say, they call it Black History Month. Now you're thinking about it. They say, oh, we believe, but you don't even know how to read or write. You feel me? So all you getting is what you've been told. You feel me? But we see you gotta go learn. You gotta go learn, right? And Abraham loved Jacob, but Yishak loved Esau. And Abraham saw the deeds of Esau, and he knew that in Jacob should his name and seed be called.
Just like we read earlier, y'all. Through that seed. We read that earlier.
Right.
He's the father of many nations, but there's going to be a seed.
Right. And he called Rivkah and gave commandment regarding Jacob, for he knew that she too loved Jacob much more than Esau. And he said unto her, my daughter, watch over my son Jacob, for he shall be in my stead on the earth, and for a blessing in the midst of the children of men, and for the glory of the whole seed of Shem. For I know that Yahuwah would choose him to be a people for a possession unto himself above all the peoples that are upon the face of the earth. And behold, right. And behold, Yishak, my son, loves Esau more than Jacob. But I see that you truly love Jacob and still further your kindness to him. And let your eyes be upon him for love, for he shall be a blessing unto us on the earth from henceforth unto all generations of the earth. Let your hands be strong and let your heart rejoice in your son Jacob. For I have loved him far beyond all my sons. This is Abraham talking. Come on.
Right.
And he shall be blessed forever, and his seed shall fill the whole earth. If a man can number the sand of the earth, his seed also shall be numbered. And all the blessings wherewith Yahuwah has blessed me and my seed shall belong to Jacob and his seed always.
Always,
Forever,
Forever,
And in his seed.
That didn't stop. That didn't stop though.
I ain't stop at all, That's this, and this is admonishment from Abraham to Rivka, right? So now
right. Because he said, man, he said, all the blessings wherewith Yahuwah has blessed me and my seed shall belong to Yaakov and his seed always. That's a big statement.
That's a very big statement,
Hey, we getting that story too of seeing why Rebecca did what she did and had tricked and told Jacob to trick Isaac, right? With the
it wasn't even a trick.
the blessings.
You can't even call it a trick. It was just to get that blessing, that true blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
The Most High that we just read, that the Most High called what it was going to be, right? And the greater shall serve the younger. They all went to go cry to the Most High Yah, and that's the word that came back from the Most High Yah. Well, it wasn't no trick. It was just how it needed to be done. And now we're seeing Abraham saying that, hey, we already called it from the beginning. The Most High already called it from the beginning. So now, man, you do what you need to do. Keep your eyes fixed on Jacob, because my seed gonna go through him, right? Verse 24. And in his seed shall my name be blessed, and the name of my fathers, Shem and Noah, Canaan, Mahalalel, and Enosh, and Seth, and Adam, right? And that's what we read early in that Romans, right? What we read in that Romans?
Yeah, I was trying to pull it up, man. Yeah, Romans 9. Who are the fathers? Who are the fathers, right? Let me read Romans 9. Yeah, who's are the fathers? That's Romans 9, 4 through 5. Who are the children of Israel, to whom is the adoption and the esteem and the covenants and the giving of the Torah and the worship and the promises, who are the fathers, and from whom is the Messiah according to the flesh. So yeah, who are the fathers? And that's what we just read.
We just read them fathers, right? Shem, Noah, Chanah, Mahalalel, Enosh, Seth, Adam. Who's all the fathers, man? Come from that same seed, man. That same
according to the flesh, right?
Man, come on, for sure. For sure.
Genesis 28, verse 1 through 4.
Okay.
Anybody want to hit that?
Okay, go big. You got it, big man.
And Yishak called Jacob and blessed him, and commanded him, and said to him, do not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan, but rise, go to Panorama, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take a wife for yourself from there, from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. And El Shaddai bless you, and make you fruitful and increase you, and you shall become an assembly of people.
Hey, let me hold you right there, big man. Just reading this the other day, man. When they say, hey, go there and go take daughters of Laban, your brother, your mother's brother. We go see, we can go read in Jasher. I'm not sure what it is, but before Jacob came, Laban had no sons. He only had all daughters. They say the Most High blessed Laban with son on behalf of Jacob. But before that, he only had straight women's around him, man. All girls. So
okay, 4.
Yeah.
And give you the blessing of Abraham to you and your seed with you, so that you inherit the land of your sojourning, which Elohim gave to Abraham.
Right. And we just seen that this was going to be passed through Jacob, because Abraham already called it to Rivka, what we read earlier, right?
Right. So now we got Isaac going on his journey, right?
Jacob. Yes, sir.
My bad, Jacob. Now Jacob going on his journey, man. You got it, Jermaine. It's gonna be where we at? Oh, we're going Jubilees, 28, verse 1 through 10.
Okay. And he went on his journey and came to the land east to Laban, the brother of Rachel, and he was with him and served him from Rachel, his daughters, 1 week. And in the first year, and in the first year of the 3rd week, he said unto him, give me my woman, for whom I have served you 7 years. And Laban said unto Jacob, I will give you your woman. And Laban made a feast and took Leah, his elder daughter, and gave her to Jacob as a woman, and gave her Zipad. What is that? Zilpad? Zilpah, his handmaid, for a handmaid. And Yaakov did not know, for he thought that she was Rachel. And he went into her, and behold, she was Leah. And Yaakov was angry with Laban, and said unto him, why have you dealt thus with me? Did not I serve you for Rachel and not for Leah? Why have you wronged me? Take your daughter, and I will go, for you have done evil to me.
Dang.
So Jacob was deceived and had Leah, and he thought it was Rachel, right? So I guess he just like, man, I can't wait to get in that room with Rachel.
Hey,
And wasn't even thinking about it.
But you remember, like you say, we if you read in Jasher, like you say, when he made that feast, what you do mostly at a feast, you gonna eat and drink. You
Drink
feel
and
me?
party.
Eat and drink. I drink. Yeah, he got him
Then-
nice. Look at that.
And then, like you say, we go back and read that Jasher. It tell you all the people at the feast said they were saying it's Leah. But he didn't understand what they were saying in that language. You feel me? Until the morning when after he came out the tent, it's pitch black in the night, and it tell you that both of them had the same body type, but Rachel was just pretty, right? So he see that body type. Remember, Rachel was a shepherdess too, so he served Laban as a shepherd. So he in the field with Rachel the whole time, like yeah, and like you say, he was just ready, pitch black in the dark.
He was ready.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, lit. I didn't even think about that.
He was ready. He did no inspection, make sure it's the right one. She could have had something over her face. I guess you know how they used to do. I don't know if they used to do it or not. Really, you know how you see it on TV. You know they had their head covered or whatever. But he was just ready. He, like you said, he was drinking and eating, and like, man, I'll be with this woman in a few minutes. I've been waiting
So,
7
for
years for
sure.
her.
Right, I ain't been working for
7
years for that thing, huh?
years waiting.
Yeah, 7 years.
Hey, brothers in this assembly, like, ooh, 7 years.
Yeah, man.
7 years. You know, I've been laboring for this woman. Man, in about 30 minutes, it's gonna be
Man,
me
look,
and
a
her
nigga go through
alone.
a thing waiting 7 months.
I'm about to say that. I'm about to say that. Brothers can't even do 6 months. Brothers can't even do 6 months, but he trying to get something else. This ain't working. This ain't working.
Man,
Hey, 7
hey,
years. Hey, 7 years. It was like counting down the prison sentence. I scratching the veins down. 6
he
years.
probably
6 days.
Oh man. That's crazy. Yeah, so that night he was definitely ready though, for
He was
real.
ready.
he was ready.
For
He
real.
was ready. You know, he probably took a peek and like that looked like Leah, but let me keep going because it's been a while. Let's just go, man. Y'all
Well, look
crazy.
at you.
Well, we at 5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
For Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah. For Leah's eyes were weak, but her form was very handsome.
There it
But
is.
Rachel had beautiful eyes and and a beautiful and very handsome form.
Very.
Man, see, she like, man, hey, Leah was bad too, you know.
She had weak eyes.
Well,
Actually,
body wise, yeah,
body wise, she was like you say, she had that body.
yeah,
I wonder
but
what
not the
that weak
face.
eyes mean. What that weak eyes mean.
I mean, she ain't look
Just
that
not
good.
not good to look at.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she ain't look that good. Hey, but we read later.
Mm.
We read later on after Rachel died, Jacob understood the righteousness of Leah. You feel me? So, you know, he did get that understanding. You feel me? But you know, he just like at this point, you seeing, hey, brothers be in that flesh, and we talk about that seed, the conception of Yisrael. So brothers be in that flesh. He's like, man, come on, you know.
For sure. For
He
sure.
just going off for looks. He going off for looks. He not worried about how she is.
So he was just when he went to that room, he was just looking at the body like, boy, it's that time. Let's go, man.
Yeah,
Y'all crazy. Y'all
All right,
crazy.
6. And Lavan said to Jacob, "It is not so done in our country to give the younger before the elder, and it is not right to do this, for thus it is ordained and written in the heavenly tablets that no one should give his younger daughter before the elder, but the elder one gives first, and after her the younger. And the man who does so, they sit down guilt against him in heaven. And none is righteous that does this thing, for this deed is evil before Yahuwah."
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hear you out. We hear you.
Were you hearing me talking at first?
Nope.
These headphones, I had them on mute all this whole time, man. Man,
Mm.
probably saying something juicy too.
man, talking about Leah and Rachel
Mm.
waiting 7 years.
Like,
Yeah, that's hectic.
you want to say what you had to say though?
Oh no, go ahead. I mean, you know, when he looked on the form of her waiting 7 years, he didn't waste no time, man. It probably wasn't no time at all.
So,
Yeah, on top of that, like you said, he would probably sipping something, man. He going all in.
It was pitch dark. Had the beer goggles on.
Rachel probably they probably brought him a plate. And he dropped his napkin 2 or 3 times.
well,
Pick that
well,
up
well,
for
the
me.
thing about it, like you said, though, I mean, both of them had nice bodies. So
Exactly.
in the dark, when you feeling,
Black,
you know, you going.
right. Pitch black.
Straight up.
You said you going. You said you going, man.
You
It's
going.
dark.
There you feel it, you know where you're going.
Straight up.
Right
It's
on.
dark. You know, have some sips.
On the real.
And you feeling. Ah, man.
Hey, Hey, they say they both of their bodies was very handsome and
Very
formed.
handsome. Exactly.
Right. So, like you say, regardless of what, you like, oh yeah. You know what I'm talking about? You like
Look
everything
good.
ain't look good in the dark. Put it like that.
Yeah.
Especially she got a handsome form.
I think I was at 7.
A 7? Okay.
You said down through 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, 7. And command you, the children of Yisrael, that they do not this thing. Let them neither take nor give the younger before they have given the elder, for it is very wicked. And Laban said to Jacob, let the 7 days of the feast of this one pass by, and I shall give you Rachel, that you may serve me another 7 years, that you may pasture my sheep as you did in the former week.
Another 7 years.
Mm.
And on the
So
day
that,
when my fault.
no, I'm just saying that's another thing, learning something on the way to learning something. How he say that 7 years compared to 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, though.
I was thinking that earlier though, but I was letting him read. But like you say, 1 week is 7 years for sure.
Mm-hmm. Like you talk about the 70 weeks of Daniel. You think about that too. Go ahead, though.
Oh,
Hey,
okay, 9.
that's nice. I have to even think about. I ain't that's dope. I ain't know that.
Yeah. All right, 9. And on the day when the 7 days of the feast for Leah had passed, Laban gave Rachel to Jacob, that he might serve him another 7 years. And he had gave to Rachel Bilhah, the sister of Zippor, as a handmaid.
Mm.
And he served yet other 7 years for Rachel, for
Mm.
Leah had been given to him for nothing.
That's crazy, right? But we turn out to see this the conception of Yisrael. So she really wasn't given to him for nothing, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
Genesis 29.
Then to even imagine, we say really realistically, when you think about it, we might, we claim 4th tribe, we claim to be from Yahuda, right? And that come from Lee, right? And it say
Yes, sir.
Mashiach clearly came from the tribe of what? Judah. Who bore Judah? Lee. Okay, so she wasn't given. Again, we're seeing her spirituality at the end, though. So it's all good.
All right. Oh, you go ahead, Jermaine. It's 31 through 35.
Okay. And Yahuwah saw that Leah was unloved, and he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, for Yahuwah has looked on my affliction, because now my husband is going to love me. And she conceived again and bore a son, and said, because Yahuwah has heard that I am unloved, he gave me this son too. And she called his name Simeon. And she conceived again and bore a son, and said, now this time my husband is joined to me, because I have borne him 3 sons. So his name was called Levi.
Meaning joined, right? Levi meaning joined.
Okay.
Hey, you gonna hit that? You gonna hit that Jubilees real quick? 31.
Yeah, let me hit.
Go ahead.
Yes. It's that Jubilees 31 and 16. It say, your mother has called you your name, Levi, and justly she has called your name. You shall be joined to Yahuwah, right? And be the companion of all the sons of Jacob. Let his tables be yours. You pay Levi tithes. And do you and your sons eat thereof, and may your table be full unto all generations, and your food fail not unto all the ages. So we see, later on in the Torah, we see, Levi was joined to the Most High. Because at first the Most High said, every child that come out the womb of Yisrael should be called to me. And then later on he said, but now I call the tribe of Levi. Levi was joined to the Most High. Levi didn't get no inheritance because they was what? Joined to the Most High.
Mm-hmm. And that's the priest tribe.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and she conceived again and bore a son, and said, "Now I praise Yahuwah." So she called his name Yehuda, and she ceased bearing.
What she say she gonna start doing now? When she had
praising Yahweh.
Now I praise Yahuwah.
I had these 3 sons before him, and it was about my husband, right? She said,
Okay, yeah, for sure.
My husband gonna love me now, right?
Yeah.
Now the Most High see because I'm unloved, right? And now my husband gonna be joined to me because I didn't had Levi, right? But now this 4th Yahudah, she say, I do what? Now I praise Yahudah.
Praise.
Mm-hmm. So that's what Yahudah means. You know, he is praise, man.
Right. Praise.
Praise.
I don't know, Jermaine. There's a lot of reading. 31 through 26. You want to hit it?
Well, yeah.
Let's get it. And then we see it right now. We have the birth of the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We getting the birth of the 12 tribes. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Right.
Well, you want to read out? You can read out them if you want to, bro.
Oh, keep going, brother. Keep going.
Nah, I hit it. It's all good.
Okay.
Well, we had
Why don't you let Adam hit him and you break it down?
Nah,
you don't want to. Okay, go ahead.
Hit this one. Okay.
All right.
So we already came off Yahudah, right? And when Rachel saw bore Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said to Jacob, give me children, or else I'm gonna die. And Jacob's displeasure burned against Rachel. And he said, am I in the place of Elohim, who has withered from you the fruit of the womb? Right? He had to get greasy with her one time, right?
Right. She's saying, you know, give me a child. He said, I'm not the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't
Like
do that.
She like, your seed don't work with me or something? What's going on?
And that's what he told her. That's what he told her. What he say? Am I in the place of Elohim, who has withered from you the fruit of the womb? Right?
Yo.
You read from the book say wither. This one say withheld. From you the fruit of the womb.
Oh, okay. I might have read that wrong. But I'm thinking,
you know, so fast.
You think of fruit being withered. That's all I was probably thinking. My bad.
Thinking about that tree. He ain't gonna no more fruit come from you.
Man.
You know, for any sisters out there that can't get pregnant, you know, everything comes from the Most High. So this is the Most High will.
Right.
You know, you'll have a baby.
Sure.
Yeah.
True that.
And she said, see, my female servant, Bilhah, go into her and let her bear for me and let me be built up from her as well. So she gave him Bilhah, her female servant, as wife, and Jacob went into her, right? So
Jacob said, nah.
Nah, he went into her, right? But you see, this ain't, remember, originally Jacob worked for Rachel. He didn't say, hey, I want all these wives. So he didn't say, oh, I'm about to personally go take me another wife. His woman said, hey, take her.
For sure.
Right.
When we think about Sarah and Hagar, Sarah
said the same thing. Right.
So it's never about brothers going, hey, I'm about to go get me another woman. That's in lust. And we only see really sovereigns do that, really, you know. But anyway. And Bilhah conceived and bore Jacob a son. And Rachel said, Elohim has rightly ruled my case and has also heard my voice and has given me a son. So she called his name Dan. And Rachel's female servant Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, with wrestling, I have wrestled with my sister, and I have overcome. So she called this name Natalie, right? So this
And
name ain't
Naphtali was the fast one, right? Wasn't he the fast one?
yes, sir. But this one ain't got this name ain't got nothing concerning to do with the Most High, right? See, like I was wrestling with my sister. It's like a competition right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then looking at Dan, like the stuff that his tribe did, you know what I'm saying? And then looking at Naphtali, I'm just looking at the difference.
Right, but and understand who they coming from too. They coming from handmaids.
Yeah.
These are coming from
Right.
handmaids, right?
Right.
Yeah, because when Leah had Judah and Levi in them, she was naming them after the Most High. You know what I'm saying, or having something to do with the Most High.
Right. These coming from the handmaids. The same ones when Jacob was going to meet Esau and scared of Esau. What kids and woman he put first? The handmaid and her kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lee saw that she had ceased bearing, and she took Zilpah, her female servant, and gave her to Jacob. That's white.
Hey man, hey, just look at the difference from them compared to the women nowadays, though.
Oh,
Just off of relationships and land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you speak on that a little bit. It is a big difference.
But just
though.
off the fact that they, say you cheating and all this and that, the women nowadays, where back then they was given. I mean, this cat had a lot of monkey, man. Seriously, man. Just off of, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, just off of his original wives giving him other women.
Giving them
Hey,
to
what's
him.
monkey? What's
It had to
monkey?
be like that, though.
Stop it.
Stop it.
You know what that is, man.
Right. But look,
Stop the recording.
Right. You know what? Back then, they understood, what it is to be a nation and nation building.
Exactly.
Our people don't understand that nowadays.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
brother.
saying?
Right.
They took that understanding away from us.
Mhm.
Because in other countries, they still do this. Countries that's been around, established, but we lost our way. We know why America
Well,
stopped this.
honestly, I was listening to that Ali lady, and she was basically explaining to sisters like, man, who told y'all this is cheating?
Thank you.
Who told y'all this?
Hey, because and then it's not coming from a genuine spiritual aspect either too. Because
Right.
Yeah, you right. Yeah, you
Somebody
right.
told you that who said this is cheating?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that makes so much sense what you said, Shag. It's not coming from the genuine spiritual aspect because we ain't supposed to be going out there whoremonger.
Right.
From women to women.
Right.
Yeah, they had they women, they had mutual agreements, you know what I mean? But like America, the reason why they do what they do because it's not profitable. You know what I mean? If you have more than one wife, then that's more than one income. They just care about controlling your income and this, that, and the third. That's all they care about.
That's
all they care.
Or just pure lust.
And that's what our people concerned about is the income too. But it's more or less too. You know what I'm saying? In this time, think about how we get down. You feel me? Like, if you dealing with a woman, you strapping up or something like that, or you dealing with your woman, y'all ain't trying to have no kids, pulling out. These people was doing that, like you say, for a building of a nation. You feel me? When Judah gave his kids to that woman and they spilled on the floor, it was almost accounted to sin towards them. That's why they died, right?
Well said. The building
So it's
on the
like,
nation.
Right.
When we going into it, it ain't for the same reason. They going into it to actually produce and have kids, to conceive and bear children.
Yeah.
Now we
Brothers just out here
now we
speeding.
going to it for straight pleasure. Let me get the pleasure up out of it.
That's true, that's true.
And they be like, man, why do this?
And that has something to do with the Messiah being born out of Mary also. When you look into that lost book.
And it was like when he deal with them one-on-one. The brother had more than one wife. He probably trying to get them all out at the same time. You know what I'm saying? These days, man.
That's crazy. Okay. Verse 9. And Lee saw that she had ceased bearing, and she took Zilpah, her female servant, and gave her to Jacob as wife. And Leah's female servant, Zilpah, bore Jacob a son. And Leah said, fortune comes. So she called his name Gad. Come on. It's a competition right now. When she last had Judah, she said, and now I praise the Most High. Now she competing with her sister. She said, I ain't bearing no more. Go into my female servant, right? And now his name. And then what we get from that? That Gad, when people say praise God.
God. Yep.
God.
Mm-hmm.
God of fortune, right? God
Right.
of fortune.
And God, we trust on your money, right? That's what it means.
Look, and Leah said, fortune comes.
Fortune comes. All right, come on. She called his name Gad.
Wow. Crazy how all this stuff actually come together, man, just from reading and getting understanding of it.
Ain't it? But she not knowing she doing this for birth of a nation.
Seriously.
Man. Deep.
And Leah's female servant Zilpah bore Jacob a second son. And Leah said, I ain't happy, for the daughters shall be called. I am happy, for the daughters shall call me happy. So she called his name Asher. All right. Meaning what? Happy. She's just happy. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found love apples in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. And Rachel said to Leah, please give me some of your son's love apples. But she said to her, is it a small matter that you have taken away my husband? A competition, remember, that you have taken away my husband. Would you take away my son's love apples too? And Rachel said, therefore, let him lie with you tonight for your son's love apples. Come on. So we know, and now we see, because Jacob loved Rachel. So now we see who was really laid up with every night. Rachel, right?
And mind you, like we talked about that one time, Rachel ain't had no kids, so she probably didn't have no body like she had baby.
Right.
So she was still looking like that trophy wife. You know what I'm
That
saying?
trophy wife, that's
Right.
trophy wife that you go to the casino with. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody else that had kids that got a little blubber on their stomach, y'all stay at the house, take care of the kids.
Yeah, right, huh? Rachel's still perky. You know, women's got babies and the milk kind of got their joint. You know what I mean? So Rachel still, he went to town with Rachel.
All that, her body is still very handsome of form, and she beautiful of eyes, right? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
He dealing with every night, and then he
And
probably
the
like
Hebrew women age like fine wine too, right?
Come on. Okay.
Yes, they do.
And when Jacob came out of the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, do come into me, for indeed I have hired you, right? You mine tonight. I paid for you. I have hired you with my son's love apples. And he lay with her that night, And Elohim listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. And Leah said, Elohim has given me my hire, because I have given my female servant to my husband. So she called his name Issachar. And Leah conceived again and bore Jacob a sixth son. And Leah said, Elohim has presented me with a good present. Now my husband is going to dwell with me because I have 6 sons. So she called his name Zebulon. And afterwards, go ahead.
So we know we got 12 tribes. And, for Leah to have been the weak and, the weak one and all that, unloved and all that, but she had half the tribes of Yisrael, man. She had like six of the sons, man. She had,
Right.
So like you say, Jacob saying she didn't have them kids. That's never mind. I ain't gonna get into that.
Oh yeah, she probably was the best.
That thing hidden. I wouldn't mind that out. What he said.
Yeah. Hey, you know, like, cause look, cause sometimes they do say, and brothers always knew, you know, like, a girl might not look good, but sometimes be like, man, someone got you going back to her. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that, man. It'd be like that.
So
And she had all them kids, so she probably, you know, had a little weight on her. You know, they say,
Yeah,
Right.
no, she did.
mushing for the pushing. That's what they say.
I'm trying to like, this is disgusting to you right here. And we gonna keep it on. Hey, y'all on this night. Come on, man. Come on.
Ruben. Dealing with them love.
And now-
Y'all started.
Hey, nah, and afterwards, man, you know, and afterwards she bore a daughter, and she called her name Dina, right? So y'all middle named 6 sons, he ain't named the daughter, right? Keep going back. And Elohim remembered Rachel, and Elohim listened to her and opened her womb, and she conceived and bore a son, and said, Elohim has taken away my reproach, right? Meaning that disgrace, right? Because it's obviously you at this point. He going into every other woman and conceiving, and they conceiving, right? But you the only one not conceiving. So now it's looking like reproach or disgrace to you because you ain't just you know, conceiving.
No doubt.
So she say Elohim has taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph and said, Yah has added to me another son. Man. And then when you even think about it, she said another son. So that means them previous other kids, she treated like her own kids. Because she ain't have them.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to be, when Rachel had bore Joseph, that Jacob said to Laban, send me on my way to go to my own place and to my land. Give my wives and my children, for whom I have served you, and let me go. For you yourself know my service, which I have done for you.
Okay. All right. So now we had the concession of Yisrael, right? And we see when Jacob went into the land Pan-Aram, that he went, met his wives, and had his children. So, you know, we see in the beginning of the nation, right? Of that seed, man.
Let's get that last one. Where we at with it? 35?
Oh, yes, sir.
35
9
and 9.
Mm-hmm. And they say Jacob, because we said Jacob said, he said, let me go to my land, right?
Yes, sir. Leaving Pan-Aram.
And Elohim appeared to Jacob again when he came from Pan-Aram, and blessed him. And Elohim said to him, your name is Jacob. Your name is no longer called Jacob, but Yisrael is your name. So he called him Yisrael.
Now we got the name of Yisrael now.
So that first, when they was born all these kids, they was Jacobites then, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that. Yeah, we would have been a Jacobite.
Yeah, that's what me and Yamel was talking about that the other day.
We were just talking about that, huh?
And Elohim said to him, I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful and increase. A nation and a company of nations shall be from you, and sovereigns come from your body.
Company of nations, huh?
Mm-hmm. So we see a nation and a company of nations. That's a separation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we deal with that nation, that go back to Yisrael that we'll deal with. We'll get to it. And the land which I gave Abraham and Yishak, I give to you. And to your seed after you, I give this land. And Elohim went up from him in the place where he had spoken with him. And Jacob set up a standing column in the place where he had spoken with him, a monument of stone. And he poured a drink offering on it, and he poured oil on it. And Jacob called the name of the place where Elohim spoke with him, Bethel. Then they set out from Bethel, and it came to be, when there was but a little distance to go to Ephrath, that Rachel began to give birth and had difficulty giving birth. And it came to be as she was having great difficulty giving birth, that the midwife said to her, "Do not fear, for it is another son for you." And it came to be as her life was going out, for she died, that she called his name Benoniah, but his father called him Benjamin. Was we jumping out?
Yeah, 27 through 29.
We got
Jacob,
19 too. Hit 19 and then jump.
okay.
Oh yeah, yep.
And Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephraim, that is Bethlehem. That's
So
symbolic.
basically, Rachel died giving birth to her second son.
Yes, sir. Remember, she was barren for so long.
Yeah,
She had a son. And Rachel, if we go read Jasher, I think it says she was only 45 when she died, giving birth to this son.
Wow.
And that was in Bethlehem, right? When Messiah was born?
That's symbolic, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Bethlehem or Ephratah.
The last seed of Jacob born and where his woman died, where Mashiach was born.
Right.
In the days of Yishak were 180 years. So Yishak breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people, aged and satisfied of days. And his son Esau and Jacob buried him.
Okay.
Oh, that was 27 to 29. I didn't get that. Yeah, so you see.
I had started at 28. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what we at with 37?
Yeah, I think that Adam. I think Adam can hit this one.
Got you.
Okay.
And Jacob dwelt. You hit one?
Yeah, 1 through 3. Then you're gonna jump to 11 through 28.
Okay. And Jacob dwelt in the land of his father's sovereigns, in the land of Canaan. This is the genealogy of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brothers. And the young man was with his sons, Bilhah, and the sons Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought an evil report of them to his father. And Yisrael loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age. And he made him a long robe. But when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him.
Supposed to jump out, verse 11.
Okay. Just gonna finish reading that 4. Go finish reading that 4.
But when the brothers saw their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and were not able to speak peaceably to him.
So they couldn't even have no peace speaking with this brother, man.
Right. This dude, man. Yeah. And his brothers envied him, but his father guarded the word. And his brothers went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Yisrael said to Joseph, "Are you not your brothers feeding the flock in Shechem? Come, I send you to them." So he said to them, "Here I am." And he said to him, "Please go and see if it is well with your brothers and well with the sheep, and bring back word to me." So he sent him out of the valley of Hebron, and he went to Shechem. And a certain man found him, and see, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, "What do you seek?" And he said, "I am seeking my brothers. Please inform me where they are feeding their sheep." And the man said, "They have left here, for I heard them say, 'Let us go towards Dathan.'" So Yosef went after his brothers and found them in Dothan.
And I wanted to go back to that 14 also, when
Okay.
he said to him, please go and see if it's well with your brothers, right? Joseph, he's loving Jacob. Jacob already know that the other brothers don't deal with him. So that's why
Right. If he had to say that, right? Please go and see if it is well with your brothers.
yeah. That's why he didn't originally go with the brothers anyway. Because he's like, man, I already know that they don't deal with you. So he just but now it's taking them a while to come back. So he say, hey man, please go see that it's well with your brothers and well with the sheep and bring back word to me, right? So it's not saying that they come back with you, just bring back word what's going on, right? Basically sending him as to go see what's going on.
What your brothers doing, man.
Right? And he went to Shechem. So you have to go remember what happened in Shechem. You remember in Shechem, they the people of Shechem raped Dinah, the brother, and they slaughtered everybody in Shechem.
Yeah, they circumcised them. Yep.
They circumcised them first and then slaughtered all the men of Shechem. So that's why Jacob's saying, go make sure everything good, because I don't know if they killed him or not. Last time we was in Shechem, we slaughtered all the people. Right?
Who was that? Levi and
Simeon.
Simeon?
Yes, sir. So that's why he sent Joseph to go check on him.
And they saw him from a distance. And before he came near to them, they plotted against him to kill him. And they said to each other, see, this master of dreams is coming. Call him the master of dreams. Oh, here he come.
Hey, man, obviously they already really what they was calling him was correct then, right?
The master of dreams. Yep, exactly. Now then, come and let us now kill him and throw him into some pit, and shall say, some wild beast has devoured him. Let us then see what comes of his dreams. Man, they hated him, boy. But Reuben heard and rescued him from their hands and said, let us not strike his beam. And Reuben said to them, shed no blood. Throw him into this pit, which is in the wilderness, and do not lay a hand on him, in order to rescue him out of the hands and bring him back to his father. So it came to be, when Joseph had come to his brothers, they had stripped Joseph of his robe, the long robe which was on him. And they took him and threw him into a pit. And the pit was empty, and there was no water in it. And they sat down to eat a meal, and they lifted their eyes and looked and saw a company of Ishmaelites coming from Gilhad, with their camels bearing spices and balm and myrrh, going to take them down to Mizraim. They on their way to Egypt.
Right. I'm glad you pointed that out.
And Yehuda said to his brothers, what will we gain if we kill our brother and conceal his blood? Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites.
Who are?
The Ishmaelites.
Okay. So that's what they plotting to do, right? This they plan, right?
And let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother, our flesh, and his brothers listen.
Okay, so they came and made a plan what they was gonna do, sell them to the Ishmaelites that they seen coming, right?
Right. And men Midianite traders passed by. So they pulled the Midianites.
Okay, because this is what confusion get. I heard a brother say, hey, see, Ishmaelites, they really come from the land of Midian. No, it said Ishmaelites was coming by and they planned on selling them to the Ishmaelites, right?
Right.
And the Midian came by. What they do,
So Midianite traders passed by, so they pulled Joseph up and lifted him out of the pit, and they sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver.
Wait. They told me that I was always told that the brothers sold Joseph. This is what I was always told, that the brothers sold Joseph, but it say that the Midianites sold.
Right.
The Ishmaelites.
Nice pointing that out, man.
Yeah.
So
hit that again.
So again, even when we being told something, even when we reading and being told something, we still got to read it for ourselves.
Exactly.
Told something. I'm like, but that's not what the scriptures say. It didn't say that these men was Ishmaelites that came from Midian. It say Midianite traders pulled him out the ditch that he was thrown in, or the well that he was thrown in, and they sold him to the Ishmaelites.
Wow.
Good catch, brother. Because you know what? I never caught that.
Nah,
I never caught that.
Real talk. Real talk.
Midianite traders passed by, so they pulled Joseph up and lifted him out of the pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they took Joseph to Mizraim.
So the brothers ain't.
So that's how you got there, huh?
Right. So we just so real recap, real quick. It was so smooth, brothers. You know, we had got Abraham, and we dealt with Abraham promised seed, which came out of Isaac. And then we got the Isaac. We had Isaac. We showed Isaac having Jacob and Esau. Remember the struggle. And then we went and we pointed out Jacob having. We went through the genealogy of all the sons that Jacob had, which are the Israelites. So we did that real smoothly, brothers. We already. So now we're showing right now. What we about to get into is how Israel got into Egypt. So now we seen Joseph, who was sold, who have been the Midianites sold the Ishmaelites. Joseph, and now Joseph is on his way to Egypt. So this is how our people got into Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brother. I love it.
All praises.
And he returned to his brothers and said,
"Oh wait, we Genesis we in Genesis 39 verse 1 through 20."
Okay.
39.
Yeah, so 39 verse 1 through 20.
Okay.
You got it, Adam.
Okay. And Joseph had been taken down to Mizraim, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard at Mizraim, brought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him down there. And it came to be that Yahuwah was with Joseph, and he became a prosperous man, and was in the house of his master, Mizraim.
And thinking about this right now, when now that we had just got that background story of who sold who, now we see what was the confusion. Like they really didn't know what happened to Joseph. Realistically.
Yeah.
So much confusion for sure.
Right, because they went to go eat a meal, right? So they don't know what happened, right?
Well, it said Reuben had went back to the pit and he was gone, saw that he was gone.
Right.
Man. And they had went up to make their plan of what they was gonna do.
To him.
Right.
It was too late. They came back like, oh man, what happened? Did he escape? They probably thinking, did he escape? Like, what really happened? You know?
And his master saw that Yahuwah was with him, and that Yahuwah made all he did to prosper in his land. So Joseph found favor in his eyes and served him, and he appointed him over his house and gave into his hand all that he had. And it came to be from the time he had appointed him over his house and all that he had, that Yahuwah blessed the Mizraim's house for all Joseph's sake. And the blessing of Yahuwah was on all that he had in the house and in the field. And he left in Joseph's hand all that he had, and he did not know what he had except for the bread which he ate. And Joseph was handsome in form and handsome in appearance.
He must have been looking like me or something. Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, man, whoa, dude, huh?
Say he was
he had the brown UPS shorts on too, man.
Hey, you say he got the shorts on his thighs out poking out.
With them long brown socks on.
Right.
Yeah, haters gonna hate. You know what I'm saying? They gonna hate.
All right. And after these events, it came to be that his master's wife lifted up her eyes to Joseph and said, "Lie with me." But he refused and said to his master's wife, "Look, my master does not know what it is that what it is with me in the house. He was given into my hand all that he has. No one is greater in this house than I, and he has not withheld whatever from me, but you, because you are his wife. And how shall I do this great evil and sin against Elohim?
Against who?
Elohim.
So that mean Joseph knew the commandments.
He did.
Right.
Right?
The show.
He wasn't about to
Right.
commit no adultery.
So he didn't even hear the commandments, but he knew them.
Right.
Yes, sir. You're right. Yes, sir. Yep.
It was
We ain't
before
get
the
the commandments
commandments
yet.
came.
Right.
Right.
Hey,
Was
honestly,
it law?
But that's that seed that we talking about though, too.
No doubt.
This was
But
always
that-
passed down. Remember, Abraham was in the house of Shem and Eber for 30 plus years. You remember Jacob was in the house of Shem and Eber for at least 14 years, right? And then when he ran from Esau, I think he was in the house of Eber for another 14 years. You know what I'm saying? So again, they was already going to get that learning. Remember, it say that Esau ain't want to go learn, but Jacob went to go learn, right?
And then plus, we know Enoch wrote books, so he must have read Enoch books too, though, right?
Right.
Father.
Okay.
Again, you remember he was going into the house of Shem and Eber, right? All righteousness comes through the line of Shem. Shem is as what Melchizedek was, what the Jasher say, as what Shem was Melchizedek, right? So when Jacob and Abraham was going to the house of Shem and Eber, they was learning the ways of the Most High. That's what the scripture clearly says.
Right.
Okay, all praises for that understanding right there. I was going to say that, that's just natural learning, but you're right. What was they being taught back in the days of old? So yeah, all praises.
Okay, 10. Gotta hit 10. There we go. And it came to be, as she spoke to Joseph day by day, that he did not listen to her, to lie with her, to be with her. And it came to be on a certain day, when Joseph went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was inside, that she caught him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me." But he left his garment in her hand, and he fled and ran outside. And it came to be, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and fled outside, that she called to the men of her house and spoke with them, saying, "See, he has brought in to us a Hebrew to mock us. He came in to me to lie with me, and I cried out with a loud voice. And it came to be, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried out, that he left his garment with me and fled and went outside. And she kept his garment with her until his master came home. And she spoke to him these same words, saying, The Hebrew servant whom you brought to us came into me to mock me. So it came to be, as I lifted my voice and cried out, that he left his garment with me and fled outside. And it came to be, when his master heard the words which his wife spoke to him, saying, Your servant did to me according to these words, that his displeasure burned. Then Joseph's master took him and put him into prison, a place where the sovereign's prisoners were confined, and he was there in the prison.
Anybody? So now we're going to Genesis 40, verse 1 through 15. Anybody want to take over? I would, but my connection messing up.
Hey,
I'll read.
I want to go back to that 39 too, when it had said that 39 and 11. When it said, and it came to be. And it came to be on a certain day. And we go read about that certain day. It was on the agricultural calendar. It's basically when a Nile River used to flood, and they all go have a celebration and praise their little mighty ones, because again, we dealing with, whites. You know how, they worshiping their mighty one when the Nile River floods. So that's why, being in the house at that time, or, Joseph wasn't about to go praise and worship they mighty ones.
I like how you say live mighty ones. They live mighty ones.
Yeah, they live mighty ones,
okay.
Right.
Real quick, not to interrupt you, but basically that's why she was able to be alone with him because they was all worshiping their mighty ones at that time.
Right.
Joseph
Joseph
wasn't there.
wasn't.
Okay,
See, that's why
wow.
I wanted to point out when they say a certain day. That's what that certain day was. It was like an annual flooding of the Nile River, and they all went to go worship their mighty one, they little mighty, like you say, Adam.
There you go. They
And
little
she was
mighty.
already, she was already feeling sick because Joseph wouldn't lie with it, right? And then, you know, that's why nobody was around. She was able to pull that madness. You know what I'm saying?
She tried to pull it again, huh? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All praises, man, for that understanding. That's what's up. We
Learning something on your way to learning something.
Yes,
for real, huh?
I promise I had just read that earlier, man. You know, I didn't catch that how the Mizraelites pulled them out and sold them to the Israelites.
Yeah, for sure, brother. That was definitely a good one. Because like you said, we've always been told that Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery.
Hey, the thing
and that's not the case.
Hey, the thing it was so funny because I turned the brother on that was saying that this morning. I was like, it's so funny that the Most High worked like that because we about to deal with that today, and we're gonna pull out
and look at that.
On that. Not what they telling the people. You feel me? Because it doesn't say that. You
Real
can't
talk.
say, oh, the Ishmaelites was coming from the land of Midian. No, you're making stuff up now. It don't say that. Right? And then we got scripture evidence to back it up. We can go to Book of Joshua and read it, get background on it.
That's why we gotta read this word for ourselves, don't we?
Real talk. And that's what it proved, brother.
Sure.
Can I hit this real quick?
Go ahead.
This just goes right along with when we was talking about when Yamel was like, what was they learning? Like they was learning from Enoch. Okay, this is Joshua 3:1, and I'm gonna read verse 4. It said, and Chinook lived 65 years and begot Methuselah.
You ain't on 4. Slow down. You're not reading 4.
I'm gonna read 1. That way we know what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
And Chinook lived 65 years, and he begot Methuselah. And Chinook walked with Elohim after he begot Methuselah, and he served Yahuwah and despised the evil ways of men. And he jumped down to 4, and he said, well, I read 3 and 4. And it was at the expiration of many years while he was serving Yahuwah and praying before him in his house that an angel of Yahuwah called to him from heaven and said, here I am. And he said, rise, go forth from your house and from the place where you hide yourself, and appear to the sons of men in order that you may teach them the way in which they should go and the work which they must accomplish to enter into the ways of Elohim. So that's what that's why Yosef know. That's why Yosef know not to be going in the Pharaoh's way.
That's what's up, man.
You know, and the thing is, when we really think about it, like, you know, he gave us the commandments and all that, but Most High Ben had that established. He just didn't have that nation, I guess, established to, you know, to show my ways. But his ways been established since old.
That's for
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's for sure.
They always been there.
Hey, the book say that he taught all the sons of man the commandments. So even Yefeth and Ham knew these commandments, man.
Right.
It's just about what they did. They said, hey, man, they gonna serve their little mighty ones, right? That's why we say the Elohim of Shem, right? Because they went to go serve their other mighty ones. But it say we the Elohim of Shem, the Most High Yah. Come on. It's a difference.
Praise Yah. So Joseph was already keeping that first commandment. You know, have no other Elohim, you know, before me, man.
Right. You know, Jacob's son gonna do it, you know, but the other sons, they ready to kill him. But it was Reuben who said, "Nah, don't kill him."
There you go. Reuben pulled up in a UPS truck in the desert, boy. I got you.
That'll be crazy. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah. Who you say you gonna read up?
Yeah, I read Genesis 40.
Yeah, 1-15. So we got Joseph going into prison. Let's remember, you know, Joseph was known for having dreams. We ain't really read, but you know, the Most High blessed Joseph with, you know, with dreams, you know, like prophecy. So just remember that, brothers.
All right. Genesis 40, 1 through 15. And after these events, it came to be that the cupbearer and the baker of the sovereign of Mizraim sinned against their master, the sovereign of Mizraim. And Pharaoh was wroth with his two officers, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker. So he put them in confinement in the house of the captain of the guard, in the prison, the place where Joseph was a prisoner. And the captain of the guard put Joseph in charge of them, and he served them. So they were in confinement for some time.
Hey, and that's crazy right there. That's how I used to go back down back in the day. These days, you can't just fire nobody for nothing, because you mad at them and just fire them, right? You know what I'm saying? People have a lawsuit on you. Back in this day, Pharaoh say, man, I'm mad at you, man. Go and put them niggas in confinement, man. Get them out my face, right?
Crazy, isn't it?
It's just crazy, man.
Then the cupbearer and the baker of the sovereign of Mizraim, who were confined in the prison, dreamed a dream, both of them. Each man's dream. Go ahead.
Hey, what they say when they seen Joseph coming? The master of dreams. And what we do?
Yeah. The dream, yeah. What was I? Okay. Who were confined in the prison dreamed a dream, both of them. Each man's dream in one night, and each man's dream with his own interpretation. And Joseph came into them in the morning and looked at them and saw that they were sad.
Right.
And he asked Pharaoh officers who were with him in confinement of his master's house, saying, why do you look so sad today?
Hey, and thinking about this while we talking about dreams, man. If you ever realize like these people have a dream at night and be sad because they remember their dream. Think about how you might have a dream and not remember the dream when you wake up, right? You know what I'm saying? They got to do with all this technology around us.
Most of the time. Yep.
Dealing with that technology around us that's killing what the people call your pineal gland or your third eye or something, what they say. You feel me? They say if you actually go to sleep at night and unplug, not just turn your TV off, unplug everything, all that electricity, man. And you dream at night, you have a better chance of remembering that dream when you wake up. Straight up.
I could agree. Like one time I went to go visit my cousin and she stayed in the country, and it's like I'm like, man, every night I'm having these real vivid dreams. You know what I mean? But when I be in like populated areas, I don't really dream like that.
Yeah. Or you do dream like that, but you might just remember having a dream going hard, whooping something. You feel me?
Right.
It's never when you have this dream that needs to remember. You know what I'm saying? You be like, dang, what happened in that dream again? You know? They dream was so vivid that they woke up sad in the morning, like they face was sad, right?
Yeah, to remember that, you would be sad, right? You ever had a dream when you remember when it felt so real?
Yeah, straight up.
You glad to wake up, but you remember, but dang.
That would be often. Like I said, that's just bringing up that technology. So it's crazy out here. Anyway.
Okay, and they said to him, we each have dreamed a dream, and there's no one to interpret it. And Joseph said to them, do not interpretations belong to Elohim? Relate them to me, please. So the chief cupbearer related his dream to Joseph and said to him, see, in my dream, a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded. Its blossoms shot forth, and its clusters brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand. So I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said to him, this is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Yet within 3 days, Pharaoh is going to lift up your head and restore you to your place, and you shall put Pharaoh's cup in his hand according to the former ruling, when you were his cupbearer. But remember me when it is well with you, and please show loving commitment to me, and mention me to Pharaoh, and get me out of this house.
Mm.
For truly I was stolen away from the land of the Hebrews, and also I have done naught that they should put me into dungeons.
Okay, so now we're going to 41, verse 1 through 16. So, he said, remember me. He told him his dream. And he told him, remember me, right?
Right. And we see Joseph at this time actually confessing who he was. Letting you know, I was never really a slave that should be sold. I was stolen, right? Because at first Joseph
Right.
ain't condemn his brothers and never be like, oh, this is what happened. They threw me in a pit. So he letting you know now I was stolen and that woman lying. You feel me?
And he said he comes from the land of the Hebrews, right? And what are we called? We're the Hebrew Israelites, right? So yeah, so there we go. It's a real people. You got it out.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it came to be at the end of 2 years time, and in the 2 years time, that Pharaoh had a dream, and he saw him standing by the river, and saw 7 cows coming up out of the river, beautiful looking and fat, and they fed amongst the reeds. Then saw 7 other cows coming up after them out of the river, ugly and lean of flesh, and stood by the other cows on the bank of the river. And the ugly and lean of the flesh cows ate up the 7 beautiful looking and fat cows. Then Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed a second time, and saw 7 heads of grain coming up on the stalk, plump and good, and saw 7 lean heads scorched by the east wind coming up after them. And the 7 lean heads swallowed the 7 plump and complete heads. Then Pharaoh awoke and saw it was a dream. And it came to be in the morning that his spirit was moved, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Mizraim and all its wise men. And Pharaoh related to them his dream. But there was no one who can interpret them for Pharaoh.
Man, call
Then
all
the
the
captain
magicians
cut.
again. I'm sorry.
No, you good, huh?
I just want to point that out. He always got to call all his magicians, don't he?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He didn't know the Most High either, though, right? Or he probably called
No.
somebody a man of the Most High. But,
Exactly.
they was working on everything else.
Yep, exactly.
Right, because we know later on Joseph, the woman that he was given to, it was one of the priests of the Mizraim, right? That was the woman where his woman came from.
Right.
So that's how Joseph was able to actually bring out the word of the Most High throughout Egypt. Because if you convert the priest of Mizraim and he dealing with this, and you start telling him about the true living Elohim, right? Now you can start converting the nation. Not to know, like people they don't listen, but
good point.
You still got to yell on them housetops, right? Proclaim the word.
Mm-hmm. Then the chief cupbearer spoke to Pharaoh, saying, I remember my crimes this day, when Pharaoh was wroth with his servant, and put me in confinement in the house of the captain of the guard, both me and the chief baker. Each one of us dreamed a dream in one night. He and I, each of us dreamed according to interpretation of his own dream. And there was with us a Hebrew youth, a servant of the captain of the guard, and we related to him, and he interpreted our dreams for us. To each man, he interpreted according to his own dream. And it came to be as he interpreted for us. So it came to be, he restored me to my office and he hanged him. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph. This was 2 years, right? This was 2 years after that.
Yes, sir.
You know, he told him to remember me when you get up there. It's 2 years later. Joseph's still in there.
And that's why he said, now remember my crimes. Right?
Uh-huh. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they hurriedly brought him out of the dungeon. He shaved and changed his garment and came to Pharaoh. So they had to shave because you had to be bald to come before Pharaoh like that. You couldn't come up there with no beard, stuff like that.
Right.
And Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is no one to interpret it. Now I myself have heard it said of you that you understand the dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not me. Let Elohim answer Pharaoh with peace. You know, that's a good servant of the Most High that give all praise to the Most High and not himself, right?
Right. 25 through 45.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. 25.
Yeah, 25 through 45. And just like you said, he giving praises. Like even when they was having the dreams, Joseph said, is it not Elohim that interpret the dreams? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right.
He didn't give himself no credit, right?
Right.
And Joseph said to Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. Elohim has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do.
Elohim has shown Pharaoh what he about to do. Come on.
Yeah, Elohim has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. Did I say that wrong? My bad.
No, I was just, renouncing.
Oh, okay.
Right, and we talked about that stuff not too long ago. It's the Most High that set these kings up. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. That's what we lean to. This Most High put them in that kingship. He letting you know what he's about to do, and he letting you. Hey, this is still an example of what's still to come, and Joseph being put in the spot that he was in. Still that seed we dealing with.
Okay. The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good heads are 7 years. It is one dream. And the 7 lean and ugly cows which came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty heads scorched by the east wind are 7 years of scarcity of food. This is the word which I spoke to Pharaoh. Elohim has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do.
Let him know again.
A great plenty are coming in all the land of Mizraim. But after them, 7 years of scarcity of food shall arise, and all the plenty be forgotten in the land of Mizraim.
And that's why the 7 lean cows ate the 7 healthy cows, because you can have 7 years of just plentiness and it's just so wow. We'll put it in the street aspect. You can be balling for 7 years, getting it in. But when that scarcity come and you ain't got no money, you forget about them 7 years that you was balling and think about them 7 years of poverty. Like, man, it's hard.
That's like tax time for everybody a year. You balling around tax time, it's over with. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, them cars going back to the dealership about June, July, right?
Man, or them Cook Brother Furniture sets break it down on you.
Hey, but it's longer than that. Because when you talk about 7 years of scarcity of food, now you're talking about straight starvation. You feel me?
Yeah.
So all them balling days don't matter when you leaning towards starvation.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like I was eating good for 7 years, but starving, this is way worse than anything I can imagine.
Yeah.
And the plenty shall not be remembered in the land because of the scarcity of food following, for it is very severe.
Man, very severe.
And the dream was repeated to Pharaoh twice because the word is established by Elohim, and Elohim is hastening to do it. You see that? Two
Yes, sir,
witnesses. That's why you had it, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. Two witnesses. It had to be given to him twice, so it ain't, he letting you know. Elohim establishing it, he letting you know what it was, and then I came and interpret to you, right? So and I'm gonna repeat it twice, let you know, man. It's established by two witnesses, man, for sure.
Because first it was the cows, and then it was
the corn.
The corn. Okay, yeah, the grain, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Yamel?
Nah, I just wanted to point something out, but and the dream was repeated to Pharaoh twice because the word is established by Elohim, and Elohim is hastening to do it. Like he told, like in the last days, he said we're gonna dream dreams and things. You know what I'm saying? Because Elohim is hastening to do it. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High like to let people know, prepare yourselves. You know what I mean? Give that warning, man, because for what he's about to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point,
and keep that oil in your lamp for sure.
Continually. Yeah.
Right. You said I was breaking up?
You good, huh?
Okay, all praise. Yeah. But yeah, all praise.
Let Pharaoh look for a discerning and wise man and set him over the land of Mizraim. Let Pharaoh do this and let him appoint overseers over the land to take up 1/5 of the land of Mizraim in the 7 years of plenty. And let them gather all the food of those good years that are coming and store up grain under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And the food shall be for a store for the land, for the 7 years of scarcity of food, which shall be in the land of Mizraim, and do not let the land be cut off by the scarcity of food. And the word was good in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said to his servants, could we find another like him, a man in whom is the spirit of Elohim? Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, since Elohim has shown you all this, there is no one as discerning and wise as you. Be over my house, you yourself, and at your mouth all my people shall kiss. Pause. Only in the throne I am greater than you.
Right.
And Pharaoh said to Joseph, see, I have set you over all the land of Mizraim. And Pharaoh took his seal ring off his hand and put it on Joseph's hand. And he dressed him in garments of fine linen and put gold around his neck.
So we see that Joseph is being set over Egypt now, right, y'all?
Yeah.
And if we go
out,
actually read, we see that Joseph's name had a name change also. Like because I know we're dealing with that seed, and just like we said earlier, we could have been Jacobites, Jacobeam. You know what I'm saying? His name was changed to Yisrael. Joseph ended up being changed too. We just don't deal with it, but his name was changed to Yahoseph. Straight up. You feel me? So we see that name change is important. That's why the Most High say, what you say, Adam say, come with a new name, and he gonna give us a new name. Exactly. For sure. Name change for real.
Very important.
Him ride in the second chariot, which he had, and they cried out before him, bow the knee. And he set him over all the land of Mizraim. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without a word from you, let no man lift his hand or foot in all the land of Mizraim. And Pharaoh called Joseph.
I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. I was just saying he's truly over Egypt.
Right. You ain't cutting me off. I speak any kind you want. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zapanath-Paneah. And he gave him as a wife, Asenath, the daughter of Poti-Perah, priest of On.
And that's what we speaking about earlier. When that Joseph had took the wife of the priest of Yisrael. All right.
Yes, sir.
Not Yisrael, but Mizraim, excuse me.
You see that name too, right? You see how and Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zapanah. Panah.
That's just like any time we go into any type of land. Just like when we was thrown into Babylon as slaves, right? And how they changed Daniel and them name, Azariah name, how they changed their name. Anytime they put you in this type of, position, we'll say. Because you remember they was putting us in position as wise men, right? Daniel and Azariah and I can't think of all they names, 3 names that was thrown in the fire right now.
Yeah, Meshach, Abednego, you know what I'm talking about. What was it?
That was
Meshach,
the Babylonian names. Yeah, that was their Babylonian names. But Abednego, Meshach, and yeah. But again, that when they put into a quote unquote wise position, you feel me? They have a name change, and just like you in the land right now. You feel me?
Right.
If you was back home, your name would be called, Tyrell. Use my example, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like we wouldn't have these names. You feel me? We'll be still named after the Most High Yah, for sure.
Hey, and they put these the most famous thing that they do, and they put it in movies. Kuta Kinte. Your name's your name's Toby. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
a name strip.
So the name strip, and we can read this. We can read our history in this Bible that this is nothing new. They've been doing this to us.
Exactly. Oh yeah, part of that Black history we dealing with, right?
Yeah, all praises, all praises.
The first way we make them forget who they are, strip their name from them. You know what I mean? Their name ain't gonna be called Azariah no more after the name. Dealing with the Most High. No, we stripping that from you. Your name ain't Yochanan. Your name is John. Even when we read the Bible right now, right? We don't read Matthew Yahoo. We don't read that. It says Matthew, right? Come on.
His name that they called Joseph Zapanah, and you look at the white, they gave him Asenath. So it's got to be something with that Nath. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a pagan god or something from Egypt. Right. I don't know though.
Oh, okay.
That's a good point.
Something that's fitting to them. Could have been
that's a good point
too.
Yeah, that's a good point for sure.
Yeah. Wow. Yep, you're right. And then on top of that, like I said, he gave him as a wife Asenath, the daughter of the Pati Parah, the priest. So the priest. You know what I mean? Asenath, he would name his daughter after whatever it is that he's a priest of, whatever he believes.
Right. Azareth Bros or something. Asenath Bros. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying something though. I ain't for sure though.
They got 56 to 57.
Okay. After 45?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna finish it up. And Joseph went out over all the land of Mizraim. 56 or 57, right?
Yes, sir. I want to say something real quick. Yeah, 56 to 57, and this stuff is written in history. You know what I'm saying? The famine. Joseph being over Egypt. We can find this in history. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. Definitely.
And the scarcity of food was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold to the Mizrahites. And the scarcity of food was severe in the land of Mizraim. And all the earth came to Joseph in Mizraim to buy grain, because the scarcity of food was severe in all the earth.
I want to read, if y'all can hear me good. I'm going to take next, man. Genesis 42, verse 1 through 20. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Good. I hear you.
Let me know if I start breaking up. And when Jacob saw that there was grain in Mizraim, so now we back. Where we at Canaan? Back in the land of Canaan, I believe, where Jacob and his sons were.
Yeah, where Jacob was. Yeah.
Okay. And when Jacob saw the land of the Hebrews, so we know about the famine. We in the famine now. And when Jacob saw that there was grain in Mizraim, Jacob said to his sons, "Why do you look at each other?" And he said, "See, I have heard that there is grain in Mizraim. Go down to that place, and buy for us there, and let us live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brothers went down to buy grain in Mizraim. But Jacob did not send Joseph's brother Benjamin with his brothers, for he said, lest some harm come to him. And the sons of Yisrael went to buy grain among those who journeyed, for the scarcity of food was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the governor over the land. He was the one who sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brothers came and bowed down before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them, but he acted as a stranger to them and spoke to them harshly and said to them, where do you come from? And they said, from the land of Canaan, to buy food.
That he had with the stars bowed down to him. Is that where this come from?
Yeah, a dream he had, yep. But we ain't read about the dream, but yeah, that's one of the dreams he had. So Joseph recognized his brother, but they did not recognize him.
And what?
So Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him.
And I think Big Ock had brought that point out early because they told him to go shave and all that, right? You know, that's accustomed to be shaving up. You feel me? Matter of fact, we just seen, this is our example today. Big Ock showing all these old pictures. He's like, hey, yeah, that wasn't according to UPS back in the day. Shaved up. He don't even look the same. You look different when you shaved up, and you feel me? Hair
that
shaved.
Is true.
Ain't got no beard, ain't got no sideburns, none of that. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Unrecognizable. You feel me?
All this gold on his neck and everything, you know.
Yeah, I think they said they put a wig on. They put a wig on Joseph too. I'm not sure though. I think they did.
They shaved him up though. I know that.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Hair off your face before you come before Pharaoh.
Man, and now that you second to Pharaoh, now he gotta be clean shaved all the time, for sure.
And Joseph remembered the dream which he had dreamed about them, and said to them, you are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land. And they said to him, no, my master, but your servant has come to buy food. We are all one, man's son. We are trustworthy. Your servants are not spies. But he said to them, no, but you have come to see the nakedness of the land. And they said, your servants are 12 brothers, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And see, the youngest is with our father today, and one is no more. And Joseph said to them, it is as I spoke to you, saying you are spies. By this you shall be proven, by the life of Pharaoh. You do not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here. All right, so you know, he didn't get a chance to see Benjamin grow up, right?
Right.
Cause he was sold to Egypt, so he wanted to see what his brother looked like, you know, grown up. Send one of you and let him bring your brother while you are kept in prison. So let your words be proven to see whether there is any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh you are spies.
And that's how he got a reason to deal with them harshly, because look how they did him, right?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I'm harshly with y'all because y'all my brothers, but again, we got the same daddy. I want to see Benjamin because we got the same mama and daddy.
Right. And he put them all together in prison for 3 days. Now Joseph said to them, the third day, do this and live, for I fear Elohim.
That's the exact statement towards who brothers they know that fear the Most High. He said, I fear the Most High. Because I'm in Mitzrayim, I fear the Most High. But he told me.
Right. So you can basically say, you can trust my word. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I fear the Most High.
Right. I'm still questioning y'all words. I see how y'all do. I know y'all.
If you are trustworthy, let one of your brothers be confined to your prison house, and you go bring grain for the scarcity of food, of your houses. and bring your youngest brother to me, and let your words be confirmed, and you do not die. And so they did.
And we know that they had left Shimeon, right? And Shimeon was considered the strongest out of all of them. Yahudah and Shimeon, the strongest one. You feel me? So
okay, Genesis 43, 2 through 15.
So, 43? That was okay.
Yes, sir. Starting at verse 2. And it came to be, when they had eaten up the grain which they had bought from Mizraim, that their father said to them, go back, buy us a little food. But Yahudah spoke to him, saying, the man vehemently warned us, saying, you do not see my face unless your brother is with you. If you let our brother go with us, we go down and buy food. But if you do not let him go, we do not go down, because the man said to us, you do not see my face unless your brother is with you.
And we got to consider the time frame that this was. That they telling him like, hey man, you know, because we got no food no more. Now you saying go buy food. So what's the time frame that this was? How long Shimeon was, you know, over there?
And Yisrael, go ahead.
I was just saying this ain't like a couple of days later. I feel like Jasper says like a year later that they was like, okay, let's go back down there.
I was thinking the same thing too. Like, man, they done ran out of food and everything. You would thought they would have went down there, you know, went straight back to Egypt, but they didn't do it. It's probably because of the journey too. Probably was a long journey.
The journey and Jacob, like, man, I don't know about, because Yahudah let him know. But Yahudah spoke to him, saying, the man vehemently warned us, saying, you do not see my face unless your brother is with you. So it's like, no, we already told you when we came back. We can't go back. No more food. Even when we was halfway with food, we told you we can't go back unless we bring
yeah.
Now we running out of food. I'm telling you, we can't go back unless we bring our brother. You feel me?
So they had to really convince Jacob to let him go. You know what I mean? He was not trying to let Benjamin go.
He wasn't really convinced until it was at the end of all the food, right?
Right. And Yisrael said, why did you do evil to me, to inform the man that you still had another brother? He like, why you say something, man? Why you had to tell him you got a brother? Yeah, I talk too much. And they said, the man kept asking about us and our relatives, saying, is your father still alive? Have you another brother? And we informed him according to these words. How could we know that he would say, bring your brother down? I mean, that's true. You know, why would you, like, how would they know that? Why would, like, nobody would think like, yo, they'll care about, yo, let me see your brother.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so I mean, that's true. And Yahudah said to Yisrael, his father, send the boy with me, and let us arise and go, and live and not die. Both we and you, and also our little ones. I myself shall stand. Wait, let me see. This stuff. Okay, I myself shall stand. What's that? Gregorially for him.
Guarantee. So he guaranteed that everything good. Guarantee.
Okay. From my hand, you are to require him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him before you, then let me bear the blame forever. For if we had not delayed, truly by now we could have returned this second time. Oh yeah, you said that.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Like how you were just saying, you know, for if we had not delayed, truly by now we could have returned to say, like, he's like, yo, like you said, he had to convince Jacob. You know, some time passed.
Right.
We got a brother still over there.
I feel like it was almost like a year that passed, Doc. And it's like, okay, we could have been went down there some time and then got this done. Right?
Right. Wow. All praises, man. Look at that. Praise y'all. He still be, you know, Most High keep it interesting, even though brothers ran this over and over again. All praises. And their father Yisrael said to them, if so, then do this. take some of the best fruit of the land in your vessels, and bring a present down for the man, a little balm and a little honey, spices and myrrh, nuts and almonds.
Right. So you still saying that it's still a scarcity of food, but when you think about a scarcity of food, it still look like you still able to obtain, right?
Right.
You know how man is. We still want to eat some meat. We still want to eat some of this. You feel me? We still need some lentils and some rice, all that type of stuff, grains, right?
Okay.
But in the land, that's not growing in other lands, right? It's only at this time it wasn't growing in no lands, I say.
Right.
But again, Israel has stacked up all these things that you could do, right? Think about the chicken noodle soup. How long you can chicken noodle soup and how long it lasts. I think you can last chicken noodle soups up to like 6 years, I want to say. You know what I'm saying? So all our that we have these days, they been canning. They been canning.
Okay. And take double silver in your hand, and take back in your hand the silver that was returned in the month of your sacks. It could have been a mistake. And take your brother and arise. Go back to the man. What we at? 15. Okay. And El Shaddai give and El Shaddai give to you compassion before the man, so that he shall release your other brother and Benjamin. And I, if I am bereaved, I am bereaved.
So he like, if everything go bad, I'm gonna be bereaved, and I'm just gonna be bereaved. I hope I trust in the Most High. We see Jacob trust in the Most High.
Right. And the man took that present and Benjamin, and they took double the amount of silver in their hand, and arose and went down to Mizraim and stood before Joseph. So we're going to verse 29 through 30. And he lifted his eyes and saw his brother, Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, is this your younger brother, of whom you spoke to me? And he said, Elohim show favor to you, my son. And Joseph hurried, for his emotions were deeply moved towards his brother. And he looked for a place to weep, and went into his room and wept there. Genesis 40. Go ahead.
Just like you brought up early, he ain't watched his brother grow up, right?
Right.
Brother, so he like, is this him? Is this the one that you speaking of? You feel me? So that's still beautiful in itself, man. For sure.
Right. Genesis 45, verse 1 through 9. Yeah, like you said, I mean, people last time he probably saw Benjamin, he probably was, like a baby or something.
Man.
Right. Okay. 45, 1 through 9.
Yes, sir. And remember, he was deeply moved just now. He done all his emotions, man.
Right. I got it out. And Joseph was unable to restrain himself before all those who stood by him. And he called out, have everyone go out from me. So no one stood with him while Joseph made himself known to his brothers. And he wept aloud, and the Mizrahites and the house of Pharaoh heard it. And Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Is my father still alive? But his brothers were unable to answer him, for they trembled before him, right? And of course they're going to tremble before him, because think about it. When Joseph was speaking to them that first, he was speaking through a translator. And then he like, I am Joseph, starts speaking to him in Hebrew. I mean, everything we've been saying before him, he heard what we were saying, right? And now he's speaking to us in Hebrew. I'm like, man, that make you be like, wow.
You got a bunch of mixed emotions right now. They thinking like, wait a minute, we threw him in a hole, and now he's speaking to us in Hebrew, saying it's our brother,
Yeah. Then Joseph said to his brothers, please come near me. And when they came near, he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Mizraim. And now Do not be grieved, nor displeased with yourselves because you sold me here, for Elohim sent me before you to preserve life. For 2 years, now the scarcity of food has been in the land, and there are still 5 years in which there is neither plowing nor harvesting. And Elohim sent me before you to preserve you for a remnant in the earth, and to give life to you by a great escape. So then,
he said, sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant in the earth.
Man, that's
Come on. Yes, sir.
That's that seed.
Mm-hmm. That's that seed.
So then, you did not send me here, but Elohim.
You did not send me here, but Elohim, right? I don't want to skip, but like we said, we went to slavery because the Most High, right? Because the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with shit's blood. You know what I mean? All praises.
Right, and even to Babylon, you say, "I sent you here for your good." Right.
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 And then on that same note, I said, so then you did not send me here, but Elohim. Just like Elohim put in Pharaoh's heart not to let the children of Israel go too, right?
Right, for sure.
Most High know what he's doing. He in control of all things.
Right. He do things to what? Show forth his power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man. It's his story, right? Come on, everything, everything. Come on, man.
And just like you said, we need to remember that's his story. Sometimes, sometimes brother get, oh, the devil have rulership of this world, man. Most High control all things, right? We don't need to give him no credit, man. He don't have no power. He don't have no power, man. For sure. So then, you did not send me here, but Elohim. And he has set me for a father to Pharaoh, right? A father to me, Pharaoh to me. He's giving Pharaoh game. Pharaoh's supposed to be the wise one sitting on the throne, but guess who's giving him game? Come on, man.
You there?
My bad.
Okay, I knew it got quiet. Okay.
All right, so again, he giving Pharaoh game. He a father to Pharaoh, and master of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Mitzrayim. Hurry, and go up to my father, and say to him, thus says your son Jehoshaphat, Elohim has made me master of all Mitzrayim. Come down to me, do not delay.
Okay, all praise. That was it, That was it. Yeah, he said, hurry and go up to my father. Let me see that verse 9. And say to him, thus says your son Joseph, Elohim has made me master of all is Mizraim. Come down to me and do not delay. So now, he's telling Jacob and everybody with Jacob, this is how Israel got into Egypt. Now we see Israel coming into Egypt. You know what I'm saying? All the brothers. So, they probably lived in Egypt, had kids and everything. So now we'll be dealing with part 2 whenever part 2 comes.
Okay,
but
let's try to make sure we deal with that part 2. Because what they call Black History Month. I'm feeling that. Right? So we're gonna have to deal. We're gonna have to deal with that history. Right? That's the conception of Yisrael, right?
Yes, sir.
We dealt with as far as the tribes. You know what I'm talking about. And we're gonna continue to further that concerning these tribes that we're dealing with. And further.
I love the roadmap that's being taken here, man.
Oh, praise.
I like this.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, and go right along, like you say, Black History Month.
Definitely.
If y'all come with if y'all don't come with part 2 next week, I'll do one called The Reason Why It's a Black History Month. How about that?
All praises.
Right on, all praises for sure.
And let me point something out real quick. Right now, what we leaving off at, our people aren't in slavery right here. Joseph is on top. He's telling, his brothers, go bring your family here. So our people are not coming into Egypt as slaves. Remember that. So, you know what I mean? So that's something to keep in mind right now.
Especially when we're dealing with that prophecy in Genesis talking about 400 years of slave, right?
Right.
We was in Egypt 400 years, but we wasn't slaves in Egypt 400 years. We came in Egypt as on top, like you say. We got the land of Goshen. That was the best land in Egypt.
Right. Yeah, that's when Pharaoh looked upon him like, hey man, these dudes deep.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that. Let's hit that verse 10 then out real quick. And then we'll that verse 10. You got it, Shad.
Yeah, my baby crying. Go ahead and hit it.
I got it. And you shall dwell in the land of Goshen and be near to me, you and your children, your children's children's, your flocks, and your herds, and all that you have. All praises, man.
Hey, that 11. Don't hit that 11 too while you
okay, let's get it. Let's get it, man. And I shall provide for you there, lest you and your household and all that you have come to poverty, because 5 years of scarcity of food are still to come.
Come on, and you know they didn't come into that poverty at that time, because again, when they came to the land of Goshen, they continued to produce. Israel don't go in there just to be sit around with their feet kicked up.
Yeah,
not at all.
You said they was building a nation. Yeah. They was building the nation, man. You know,
all that producing had to be like that. A lot of producing, man.
Now you know what women you was dealing with too, though. Let's just be real. But say only 70 beings. They won't do with that part too. Only 70 beings went into Egypt. So when we talking about more males than females, so what women's was you dealing with when you went to Egypt? Gotta deal with that. Get that understanding. All right. Okay, go ahead. All praises. Let's go.
All praises.
All praises, man.
Y'all want to hit this Psalm 84 and close out?
Yes, sir.
You get there right now.
Hey, praise y'all. It was good, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Been waiting on this, man. I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this one, bro. Y'all say y'all got like 5 parts. You say y'all
yeah, it's gonna be
Yamel said that. Yamel said that. Yamel said 5 parts. Y'all right now he might have a 10-part series.
So when he said y'all, he putting words in your mouth, huh?
Hey, Yamel might have a 10 parts. Hey, Yamel might have a 10-part. I'm telling you, it would start from 1 and then went to 5. It went to 3, then to 5. I'm like, we might be on 10 soon. But it'd be flowing though. Praise God. It just flows so hard.
I mean that thing flowed so hard. I'm like, Dad, we done already. I mean, we done got so much. Like you said, we done got Abraham. We done got Isaac, the birth of Isaac. We got the birth of Jacob, and we got the birth of all the Israelites. You feel me?
And that's why we have to stop and deal with the conception of Yisrael. You feel me?
I like that because this is my type of lesson. All that reading, I like that.
Hey, I came in the middle of it, man. You guys was rolling. It was a good one, man.
Man,
Shabbat shalom, Jay.
Shabbat shalom, man.
We just asking about you too.
Yep.
Man, I've been having to watch my daughter and then editing videos, just how to prioritize. But I dropped in. I thought I was late. I thought I had tagged Big Ock like, oh man, I'm gonna get it next week. But then I went in. It went to some pre-recording. Then I was like, that doesn't seem right. And then I clicked it again, and I just got in there, and I just was just listening, playing with my daughter.
That's right. When I was showing videos from before, that's what it was. I was showing videos from before. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been in here.
Yeah. I've been in here, man.
Right when we just asked about you too.
Yeah,
Sean. I think I text you. I text you, right?
Yeah, Big Ock.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out, because I just said it was flowing so good, man. You guys was flowing so good. The thing about it, that 2 years that he had to wait, I was just thinking about the times that we have here. Not anybody that's present now, but you get some fools 2 years in jail. They're changing up, switching everything, switching religion, switching everything. So for you know, Joseph to stay in that 2 years solid, and that just puts it in a realistic form that, you know, the help doesn't come always when you want it, but it comes when it's most needed. So that was good
Ooh,
to hear.
praise y'all. Hold on, I must say
Stand me
this.
and I stand you.
I must say this though. I must say this. All praise. Like Joseph was still faithful to the Most High. What did the Most High say? He that endures to the end, and the same shall be saved. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
Joseph endured, and then we see how he ended for him. You know, on
Yeah.
top. You know what I'm
Also,
saying?
hey, and also that point out how the Most High take care of you throughout any situation. But
Right.
they say that
Yeah.
Joseph is like head of the prison. You feel me? So it is not when you say head of the prison, you know, I guess in a sense, you know, they be having them inmates that's able to not be locked up all the time, be able to clean up in the hallways and stuff like that, because they was doing good with inside the prison. Not saying I've been to jail, but I have seen it before. How about that? So
basically,
yeah, but if he being made head of the prison chief made him head over the prison. That's when basically saying in any situation, the Most High got you for sure. If you put your
Right.
and you keeping His commandments all the way through, you feel me? He got you regardless of where you at, what position you in, for sure.
That's real talk right there. Real
basically,
talk.
basically he was doing his time. You know, his time wasn't doing him. Basically, you know what I mean? What they say? You know what I mean? You gotta keep yourself productive. You know what I mean? Don't let that time just sit on you. You know, keep yourself productive. And yeah, it was nothing for him. All praise.
And another thing about that is that he was showing compassion when no compassion was given to him, to the guards, asking, "Hey, why would you even care about the CO? Fuck you, CO." You know, like that's how most guys be thinking about the COs, and he's he's like, you know, like, "Hey, y'all down? What's going on?" And then, you know, caring, showing, you know, it was real deep just listening, but it was real deep. I got some out of it. You gotta be humble. You gotta, you know, you're a representation of you know, Yahweh and you know, Yeshua, and that's what Yeshua would have said. He would have said, "Oh, why y'all," you know. So I thought it was a good. You ran it just perfect enough, smooth and everything, man. So I could get a lot of little things out.
Man, praise y'all, man. All praises, man. That was good. That was good.
All right, I go ahead, Shaq.
Shabbat shalom, y'all.
Shabbat shalom, man.
Marvin. Shabbat shalom.
What's good?
Yes,
I came in there right before DeAndre.
Praises.
What did you say?
I was in
glad
there right.
y'all in here, but let's go and close it out so we can stop the recording, though, so we can talk.
Okay.
84, Psalms 84. How lovely are your dwelling places, O Yahuwah of hosts. My being has longed and even fainted for the courts of Yah. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living air. Even the sparrow has found a home, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she has put her young ones. Your slaughter places, O Yahuwah of hosts, my sovereign and my El. Blessed are those who dwell in your house. They are ever praising you, Selah. Blessed is the man whose strength is in you. Your highways are in their hearts.
Come on now. We just talked about that with Joseph. We just talked about that, man. With Joseph, he stayed in the Most High, like Adam said. You stay in me, I stay in you, man. Go ahead, man.
Oh, praise. 5 again. Blessed is the man whose strength is in you. Your highways are in their hearts. Passing through the valley of weeping, they make it a fountain. The teacher also covers it with blessings. They go from strength to strength, appearing before Elohim and Zion. O Yahuwah, Elohim of hosts, hear my prayer. Give ear, O Elohim of Yaakov. Selah. O Elohim, see our shield and look upon the face of your anointed. For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 days. I have chosen rather to be a doorkeeper in the house of my Elohim than to dwell in the tents of the wrong. Praise God. For Yahuwah Elohim is a sun and a shield. Yahuwah gives favor and esteem. He withholds no good matter from those who walk blamelessly.
Come on, we just talked about Joseph, how he ain't go out there with the Mizrahites and worship they mighty ones, man. Come on, hey, come on, man.
Yep.
Hallelujah. Oh, Yahuwah of hosts, blessed is the man who trusts in you. Hallelujah.
Man, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Come on now.
Praise.
Come on now. That's another class.
He truly meant it when he said, stay in me and I'll stay in you, right?
A round of applause for the Most High God.
Yes, sir, Adam. All praises. Come on, man.
Hey, this verse 10, man. This verse 10, it hit like steel. He said, for a day in your courts is better than 1,000 days.
1,000, yeah. Man,
I have chosen.
What?
He said, I have chosen rather to be a doorkeeper in the house of my Elohim.
Man, even if I'm sitting outside the mansion, opening up the mansion doors for everybody walking in.
Right.
Hey, you got to say lie on that. You got to think on that, right? Because if a day in your court is better than 1,000 days, look who you dealing with. Look what you dealing with.
That kingdom, praise Yah. Praise Yah for sure.
Man, he said, I'd rather be a doorkeeper, right? That's the mindset we got to have, man.
So,
man, like you said, hey, I'm at the door passing out flyers. Hey, have a seat wherever you want, sir.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, man. Hey, like them people, them people be walking into them. They be living in New York, and they be living in them big towers. You just had a doorkeeper, man.
You're a doorman.
Stop being a doorman in the kingdom. As long as you're in the kingdom, come to job. Hey, welcome.
Man, that's it.
Hey, that's it, for sure.
That's it. You know, I'm making the seats for, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, putting fluffy pillows and stuff in front of them. You know what I'm saying? You put your feet on these, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, these are the finest. These are the finest feathers pulled from the east side of the kingdom.
Right. All praises, man. All praises.
Sure.
All praises for this. All praises, man.
All praises.
Mm-mm-mm.